뭐라고 하는 거야 저거? 아니 나 열심히 달리고 있는데 말 스태미너가 다 떨어졌네 이제. 야야야. 아니 이거 도망칠 수 있는 거야? 마을 지구력 채우려고 하면은 바로 앞에 바로 뒤에 있으니까 화살 박네. 아 그래서 탈름버그는 어딘데? 아 저 성이 탈름버그인가 보다.
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose! 한유 호승기네!
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
옆에 영지로 달아난 것 같아요. 탈름버그라는. 와 어떻게 살아서 들어왔네.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell me, boy, who are you, and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground, slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. I don't know. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out.
아, 씨, 아프긴 하겠다 이거 화살.
Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Thank you.
Have you idlers nothing better to do? Get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage? Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
와, 갑자기 전쟁이 일어났어요. 로바드 경이 아까 내 화살 뽑아준 친구지? 여기로 가면 되는 거야?
You didn't forget to check the supplies like I told you yesterday?
No, sir.
저긴
I
건가?
checked, and it seems everything is in order.
All
산친이.
right. But buy a couple of
Ah.
you've done your other chores. Make sure it's good. No
좀비병이 있으면 즉시 체포당한다고? 여기 자물쇠 따야 되네? 아, 피해기 없죠.
Is someone there?
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
You're that lad.
I heard about your father.
What in heaven's
They
name
say he was a
happened there?
swordsman.
뭐라고?
I can't understand. I'm sure
식당이 어디죠?
he had a fine reputation.
아,
But he's a generous man and a good one. We'll take care of you until everything blows over. You risked your life to warn us, and we won't forget it.
Damn it, I'm hungry.
배고픈데? 뭐, 안 주면 주는 거요? 아, 이렇게 가야 된다고?
Ah, milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bozhena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
아, 배고파서 지금 죽으려고 하는겨? 아니 근데 왜 먹기가 아니라 집기야? 꼭 이렇게 먹어야 돼? 라드지 커빌라경의 검이 장착이 되어 있네요. 국은 오리고. 술 먹었는데 얼마 안 찼네. 졸려서 그래? 더 이상 안
Please
누르네?
tell me what happened in Skalitz. I have kin.
It seemed like any other day. And then I saw thick smoke rising above the hamlet of Rovna. Soon, Sigismund's army were finished there and came for us. The order to attack must have come even before the alarm bell rang.
God preserve us.
We all ran towards the castle for shelter, but they were too fast for us. They slaughtered everyone they caught and torched their houses. I barely escaped, and they murdered my parents.
God bless you, boy. I'm terribly sorry for your loss.
졸려 죽으려고 하는데 나와봐! 나 빨리 자야 돼! 여기가 아니요? 어디요? 그럼 어디로 가라는겨? 일로 가라는 얘기. 뭐야, 야, 정신 차려, 씨. 어디 가서 자라고, 나더러. 어디 가서 자라는 건지 모르겠는데? 내성 안뜰의 숙소로 가서 아침까지 자시오. 숙소가 어딘데? 일단 아니고 올라가면? 뭔가? 아닌가 본데. 야?
This bed is probably taken. I'm supposed to go and sleep in the chamber.
여기 아니래. 야, 어딘데? 야, 정신 차려봐, 정말. 아닌 것 같죠? 뭐요? 어디요? 시작인 공간? 어디 가서 자라는 거요? 여기도 아니고 여기도 아니고 여긴가? 에? 아니네. 내성 안뜰? 안뜰이면 여기 얘기하는 거잖아. 나와봐 빨리. 여긴 아니고 안뜰 A라고 돼 있는 데가 여기.
I hear you came from Skalitz today.
아니
It must have been terrible there. How did it happen?
평판하라? 여긴가? 여긴가 본데. 아침까지 자라. 7시에 일어나면 되겠지? 이상 잘 수 없다고?
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
신발 벗고 자라고 했는데 그대로 신고 자고 있죠?
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady.
야, 야식에 술까지.
No, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine
과한 친절은 약간 불안한 법인데.
to help you sleep.
My lady. Thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you, but I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
You might be right, my lady.
그 당시 상황을 이야기해주자.
It was terrible and unexpected.
시점 왜 이래 근데?
Started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
버그인가? 시점 왜 이래? 보통 얼굴 보여주지 않나요? 말하는 거?
A fellow by the name of Kunish owed money to father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzi.
오, 스테파니 부인이 나보다 전투력이 더 높아.
Father and I always chat in the forge. On that particular day, I asked him if he'd teach me swordsmanship. He said no. He said it's better for a man to keep his head on his shoulders than lose it over some pointless heroism. If only he'd known what fate had in store for us.
Oh.
빵판 상승.
Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
How awful.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
어? 비앙카 죽었어?
I looked towards the tavern and saw a group of Cumans chasing down my Bianca, murdering her for sport. There was nothing I could do to help her.
You mustn't blame yourself. She's with the Lord now.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I wasn't safe yet. The The Cumans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he let such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by
아까 이제 트럼벅으로 도망치면서 휘파람 한번 불어주고 말 타고 도망쳤을 때 그 휘파람 불어가지고 주의를 끌어줬을 때 잡혀있던 여자애가 테레사였나 보네요.
Not been merciful to me and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years? And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city. There was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
뭐야, 왜 갑자기 빨개? 나 악몽 꾸는 거야, 지금? 헐. 와, 악몽을 꿔버리네.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
뭔데? 횃불? 일 1번을 꾹 눌러서 횃불을 꺼내라. 어디로 가야 되지? 비 온다. 비 온다. 그럼 이렇게 되면 맞네. 아까 어머니가 맨 처음 이야기할 때 뭐 아버지 관절이 쑤셔가지고 어쩌고저쩌고 하는 그 얘기가 비 올 것 같다라고 했는데 비가 진짜 왔네. 그때 제가 이거 플래그 섰다라고 얘기했죠. 사망 플래그였나 보네요. 와, 비가 오긴 왔네. 어디로 가야 돼? 근데 어디? 길을 안 알려줘, 이 망할 게임이. 갈 수가 없고. 이쪽이 아닌가? 이쪽으로 올라오는 게 아닌가? 내려갈까? 이쪽으로 안 올라가면 어디로 가야 돼? 여기 더 뭐가 있어? 없는데. 근데 숙소고. 여긴 이제 성문이고. 아, 성문 옆 계단을 통해 행벽으로 올라가라고?
Do you think we can drive back Sigismund's forces?
I reckon not. There's too few of us. And anyway, we ain't prepared for a siege. If he's really got such a big army, he might not even hold out against the first.
자, 0613님 어서오세요.
Castleville, it can handle a siege.
이 킹덤컴 게임이 중세시대를 배경으로 한 오픈월드 게임이거든요. 지금은 일단 튜토리얼 같은 처음 프롤로그인 것 같고 자유도가 굉장히 높다고 했거든요, 이 게임이. 일단 메인 스토리가 역사 기반으로, 실제 역사를 기반으로 메인 스토리가 있는 것 같아요, 듣기로는 제가. 근데 이제 판타지물은 아니고요. 약간 판타지 요소는 없어요. 그러니까 마법도 없고 용도 안 나오는 중세 오픈월드 게임이거든요.
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Divish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right.